Hello. Hi, Claire.
Hi, James.
How are you tonight?
I'm really good, thanks.
Good.
There's someone coming in.
Oh, isn't that something? We've got somebody coming in already here. I just had the pleasure of meeting a really vibrant, enthusiastic, positive group here.
Yeah.
And would you mind sharing, first of all, what was the name of the group?
Okay, it's the Rich Brits.
The Rich Brits.
Mm-hmm. We are a group of, we were property investors, but since June we've been looking at other investment strategies. So it's the wealth awareness events, Rich Brits wealth awareness events that we hold here at the Marriott every month, on the first Monday of every month.
And before I go any further, can you tell me what color are you?
I'm a high yellow.
Okay, and how would I know that? That beaming smile and the enthusiastic tone in your voice. Within your group,
I'm a shy high yellow.
You're shy. Can you tell me, please, how did you happen to get involved in that type of work with your investment clubs?
Well, it's actually quite a long story, but about 10 years ago, I became involved in property investment through, I didn't have any money actually, James, so I was starting from zero, and I thought, how will I get into property without any money? And I started a letting agency in Lanarkshire, and it did extremely well. I hit my yearly target in 4 months, and I was loving what I was doing. I didn't own any properties, but I was matching up tenants with landlords, and I was doing it really well. And then probably towards the end of the first year in business, I realised there weren't enough properties here in Scotland to satisfy the demand. So I started to invest in distressed properties, should we say. Properties that were cosmetically distressed. I was buying them very, very cheap, around about the £25,000–30,000 mark. Obviously increasing the value and renting them out, so they weren't costing me anything. My portfolio started to build up quite quickly. And then after about 2 years doing that, no, about 4 years, I actually sat one night thinking, now, what can I do? How can I meet other property investors? Because I'm a single mum, right? I've brought 2 kids up on my own since they were little toddlers. They're now 19 and 20. And I loved property. I absolutely loved it. It suited my personality, and I was making a lot of money. And I thought, how can I meet other people who are doing this? Because most of my friends were talking about the kids or the menopause.
Yeah.
And I'd already decided I wasn't having hot flushes, I was having power surgeries by now. So I was putting a positive spin on everything. And I read an article in the Property Auction News, and the editor of that publication was advertising an informal networking meeting in London. He was going to hire a room in a pub, invite a guest speaker along, and people could come along and get some good advice. And I wrote to him the next day. I emailed him and said, this sounds great, sounds what I'm looking for. Could you do something like that in Scotland? Of course, he said logistically that would be a nightmare, but why don't you? Well, that was all I had to say. And all I did was ring round. I spoke to a few people and said, I'm thinking about doing a property networking club, maybe once a month or every couple of months. Would you come? So I rang round a few hotels, and the first meeting was held at the Norton House Hotel, which is just the other side of the airport there in Edinburgh. And I had 75 people register for that event. Wow. The room could only take 50. I hadn't a clue what I was going to say. I hadn't done any public speaking. But there was a real buzz, and I put on some tea and coffee, and we had a little bit of networking, and then I clunked a glass together, got everyone's attention, and said, right, well, I'm Clare Darwish, and I'm a property investor, and I'm a letting agent, and I thought it would be a good idea to get together and discuss this, and would anyone like to share? And the electricity in the room was just incredible. So the whole place, we were all buzzing, and I was on fire. And we started off doing a bi-monthly meeting. And after 2 or 3 months, people were saying, we want this every month. That was 6 years ago.
Yes.
6 years ago. So we've been here. We moved to the Marriott because it was a really good location, and we get people coming from the borders. They come from Glasgow, they come from Ayrshire, they come from Aberdeen and Dundee. And we all meet here on the first Monday of every month, and we discuss property. Well, we did discuss property up until recently. last June I decided, okay, we need to look at other investment strategies. So we're going to have to change the dynamics of the group, we're going to change the mindset, and now we're looking at alternative income streams. So whilst property is still very much a part of what we do here, we also encourage people to look at the stock market, internet marketing, social media networking, but we incorporate personal development at every meeting now. It's been really well received.
Well, I know I had an opportunity to speak to your group today or this evening and introduce the IMA concept and everything, and wasn't sure how the Scots were going to be able to grasp or to catch on to the idea of IMA, but it seemed to be very well received and a lot of enthusiasm.
Well, you know, we've got a reputation for being doer.
Oh, yes.
And so we do tend to kind of suss people out a wee bit before we make up our minds, but you will have noticed at the end the buzz was there, and people are always reluctant to leave this event, and that happens month after month. So I think from what I heard, the comments that I heard, it was really exciting because people could understand how valuable what you teach will be in their own businesses, but not only in their businesses, within family, because there can be conflict in families. And if you don't understand, maybe your son or your daughter's a different colour to you, I think by understanding the colour profiling, it will give you another tool to help to communicate with your kids or your partner. Yes,
well, I have to say I've thoroughly enjoyed the whole experience of being able to come up here to Edinburgh, to meet you, to meet your wonderful group of people, and I thank you very much.
Well, I thank you, James, and I'm looking forward to you coming back again.
All the best. Thank you very much, Claire.
Thank you.
Bye.